This is the second video of the week starting on July the 22nd. So the individual assignment is due tomorrow. Today's Thursday, is due 1 p.m. tomorrow, and that's to be submitted under Module 3. I can see here that no one has submitted it yet. The submissions for Module 2 were made, and also for Module 1. We have several of the submissions for Module 2. I read all of them. Under Module 1, I have not seen any question, so just the information about the teams and no other questions. And I don't see any questions in the messages, so I guess there are no questions so far, which I assume is because it's very clear what needs to be done for the course. When you get around here in the Module 4, I would say if you want to do this project comfortably, you would have your model analyzed by the end of Module 4, by the end of this week, starting on July 22nd. That's next week, at most the following week, because once you have the model set up and you're set on the model, you already have the results. Then it's going to be just a matter of writing the report. And writing the report is, as I said, it's very important that you write the report very well, that it's free of typos, grammatical mistakes, it follows the instructions in the report template, and so on. You want to have a report that you can show to others, potential employers or your own current employers, if need be. So you want a good report. You need time to put it together. So around this time, I strongly recommend that you consider sharing your WordPLS project file with me. You can send it to my email, my personal email. You can actually post it here on one of the discussion boards, or send it to me via email. My email is on the syllabus, at the top of the syllabus, right here, netcoke@tamiu.edu. Send me the email, and also send me the data file with the data, and also with this second sheet, which will list the variables and the key question or questions you want to answer, the scenario behind the analysis, which is due at the end of the course anyways. So what I recommend you do, you don't have to do that if you don't want, but I recommend you share the project file, the WordPLS project file, with me, already with the data entered and the model created, and then let me take a look at it. Because with empirical data, real data, often messy results come up, and some of them are difficult to interpret, and I may need to use some of the advanced features of the software to interpret what's happening, and maybe change a few of the settings so that you have an analysis and results that make sense. For example, the software identifies instances of Simpson's paradox, which is an advanced feature I can explain. If I find instances of Simpson's paradox in any data set, I can explain why. I can refer you to additional publications on that, and even videos. And I can see if I can do things with the project file to solve the problem, to remove those instances of Simpson's paradox. And there may be other issues as well. For example, due to lack of variability in one of the variables, you may not find significant results. But if you change that variable to a logistic regression variable, for example, then you may find significant results. And it's just a matter of how you interpret the data. So I would say around the end of this week here, early next week, I strongly recommend each of the teams to send me the data and the WarpPLS project file, and I can take a look at it, and I will discuss the project file in a video so that the team can see what I'm talking about, what I'm saying, and also the other team can do the same, and then we are settled on the model. So then it would just be a matter of writing the report, the other sections of the report. One thing I wanted to tell you is that I said I wanted 7 latent variables, right? This model, for example, has 5, and here we have more than one. Several of the variables I actually measured through multiple indicators. I want 5 latent variables, whether they are measured through multiple indicators or a single indicator. So this one is 3 indicators, 3, this is 1. So you could have all of the variables measured through a single indicator each. That would still meet the requirement, 7. Now, I would not recommend going well beyond 7, say having 30 variables or so, because if you do that, you will increase the chances that you're going to have odd results, possibly because of collinearity. If you have too many variables in the model, it's quite possible that 2 or more will be measuring the same thing, and that's a collinearity problem. You may also have a reduction in the path coefficients because of multiple variables, multiple causes competing for the explained variable, the R-squared, on the main dependent variable in the model, and those can lead to problems. Like in Simpson's paradox instances, you may get a negative coefficient when in fact the underlying relationship is positive, and vice versa. So you want to get rid of those, you want to fix those before you write the report. Otherwise, you're going to be writing the report about things that are wrong, basically. So I recommend you do that around these 2 weeks, because then you have a week and a little bit more than a week to pretty much 2 weeks to write the report and then submit the final team project deliverables, which are the report and the data file. And we're going to waive the final exam, we're going to waive the midterm exam. You still have to do the individual assignments, which are the commentaries, as you've done for Module 2 already. So I guess I will stop here for today. We still have some additional time here to talk about a little bit more about the report template. So this is the template, and you're going to be entering your own text in the areas in yellow. So these areas in yellow will just go away. You don't need to keep the highlighting in yellow. Just enter text without the highlighting. They're just highlighted as an indication that you're going to have to write them. So you're going to have a main project sponsor. That's the main contact in the client organization interested in your analysis. That's a person I may contact. So we need the full contact information for the person. Student team members and contact information. The team in the organization that you're interacting with. That main contact person will probably have other people that are going to also be interested in your report. So those are the people that should be listed here. Then you have a table of contents. Our team. So here, use 1 to 2 pages to introduce your team. Start with a photo of your team with all the faces clearly visible. So if you have team members that are not able to get together as a group, you may have to just assemble photos taken separately from them. That's fine. If you have team members that can get together and be all in one photo, that's even better. You're going to have the team members entered on that photo. And all of this you have to do without going beyond the size that is required for this report, right? So the maximum size is 1 megabytes. So that's a challenge as well. Background information on the client organization, 2 to 3 pages. Everything that is important for your report. Some of the things are discussed here, but you could have more, like problems that the company is currently facing, and why the analysis would help with that. Data variables used in the analysis, that's very important. Goal of the analysis. Now here, you're going to have validity and reliability checks only if you have latent variables measured through multiple indicators. If not, then you're going to have only collinearity checks using full collinearity variance inflation factors. And again, to get ideas of what you need here, you will be looking at the textbook, right? Model-driven data analytics, which has other things that you may include in your report as well. Additional results, interesting results, and so on. But you're going to have reliability and validity checks, conversion validity and discriminant validity, only if you have latent variables measured through multiple indicators. Otherwise, you're not going to have that. You're going to have other things, where you're going to have measures of collinearity. And I think that's the one here. So you're going to have to be assessing collinearity, and that would be through these full collinearity variance inflation factors. All of the other numbers are less relevant for this, because if you have latent variables measured through only one indicator each, the reliability measures will all be 1, as they are here for the one latent variable measured through a single indicator. Now the R squared and the adjusted R squared, they will they will be available, so you can list them as here as well. So I guess this is it for today, and thank you for watching.